You good to go, Ian?
Let's do it.
What's going on, everyone? It's Nerd Informer, and today we're going to be talking about Alaska Triangle that is on Discovery Plus. I've kind of got sucked into it now, randomly watching the episodes. Today is going to be about the missing. Yeah, it's going to be about the pretty much the Alaska Triangle is what they call it, with the planes going missing. There's so many. They say it's 200 planes per year right now that go
I know
missing.
that's crazy.
Oh yeah, and I mean, just in the Douglas C-54 plane specifically, that's the one that was supposedly, no one knows, but supposedly what people are thinking, it was carrying something top secret. And
But that's the thing. So in 1950 is when this plane goes missing.
yeah,
You know the weird thing I learned about this, and I didn't really know it. I guess I kind of knew it, but kind of I didn't understand the distance. So between Russia
I
and
dude,
Alaska, it's 56
56
miles.
miles. Dude, I did
That's
not know that.
insane. Like I knew it was close, but 56 miles is like I
Dude,
don't
that's
know
it's going to
from
like Fort Myers and back a couple times.
yeah, I mean it's crazy how close they are, and of course this is the height of the Cold War, so you know Russia and the U.S. are already ready to go, ready
Uh,
to battle.
oh yeah.
So obviously, initially they thought that the plane was taken out by Russia, you know, but it was going the other way, so it was going towards Montana, I think.
Yeah, it's the southern part of Montana I was going.
Yeah, but that's insane, dude. 56 miles. I didn't know
I had no idea until today after watching them. Like, no fucking way it's that close.
So the plane
Like,
takes off, goes 236 miles, and then it loses. It sends as I guess it's hourly or 2 hourly check in, and then
oh,
just never heard from again.
when it
It's just
goes over snag, it sends that. They
yeah,
said.
yeah. So they just never hear from it again. That's insane, dude.
Um, yeah, considering that only from that time, like they're in a spot where I mean they have to check in. It's like a checkpoint. And then
Right.
they only have less than an hour to land from snag until where they were actually landing at the base. So what happened in that time is what I want to know. And like, how can't they find that plane? You know what I mean? If it's only an hour flight and they're only going one way,
And they said they searched 300,000 square miles
yeah,
of
dude.
land, and I don't think they went over water at all. I think it was all terrestrial.
Yeah,
That's insane. How do you lose a plane that big? With
I know, dude.
it's insane. And
That bit,
there was no distress calls, there was no maydays, there was no nothing. You know,
considering you think there would be, I mean, it had to have just either A, vanished.
right,
Um, but I mean, there's also the other conclusions that they have. I mean, they have the ones with like alien ships grabbing it, as in
right.
a tractor beam. Like,
Well, that's the big one is the tractor beam or a black hole or a vortex or whatever opening.
yeah, they were oh yeah, they were saying that it was they could have got into a vortex that put them into a different dimension.
And then they
Oh,
said, I guess if after a while they started getting, I think it was a few weeks or a few months later, they were getting weird radio
yeah,
call outs and they never could pinpoint where it was coming from.
it was coming from everywhere. It's they said.
Yeah, so they could never really pinpoint it, pinpoint it down to, to an area. But they searched 300,000 square miles with like
They had
8,000 ships. And I mean, it was crazy what they did to find this plane, which begs the question, why? You know what I mean? Why were they in so much of a panic to find this plane?
considering
You
the
know?
other planes, there was four planes crashed looking for it.
Right.
But I guess those people, didn't die but they were found and whatnot. But it said it was like 89 planes or 85 planes
Yeah.
look for this fucking plane.
Yep.
You think that they would see something. I mean, a crash site, they'd see like a reflective material off of that ship because it was like it had that look to it. It would reflect. So
Already? It's
already,
I didn't even say yawn.
I know.
You
I
took it
know.
upon yourself, bro. It's not
I'm
right.
tired. We waited too long. We waited too long. I'm tired. I just ate.
It's not midnight, bro.
It's 6 o'clock.
It's like you act like we started at 11:30 at night.
It might as well be.
That's
It's getting dark out. But
the
yeah,
storm.
it says
That's a storm rolling in.
89, yeah, or is 85 planes, dude, to look for that one plane. Yeah, 85 planes. Yep. I wrote it all down. That's
So it's weird.
that's insane, dude.
So it's crazy that how many people go missing in Alaska every year. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
dude.
like considering that there's no, not a lot of people go there, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing there once you get, outside of the, Juneau and places like that.
Yeah. Anchorage and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah.
And that wasn't the only plane that went missing. In 72, Hell Boggs, which was the leader of the House of Representatives, his plane went missing, and they never found that either.
And they searched for a while for him too.
Oh yeah, you,
Yeah.
you lose the leader of the House, and people have questions.
Exactly.
And I guess they never found it. They say 200 planes crash a year in Alaska. That's insane.
That's fucking nuts, dude, to think about. I mean, every year.
And a lot of
It's
them
around
are,
that.
a lot of them are like little crop dusting
Cessnas.
Cessnas or whatever, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people live, I don't know if you ever watched those shows like Surviving Alaska or whatever, but
Oh,
the
yeah.
people live off the grid, man, and they have to go into town, once a month by plane
Yeah.
to get all their supplies and get all their shit and
go back.
and then go back, and
So it's doable. I mean, if you make a nice hut, which not, I mean, some of those people that are flying in planes and shit, they have their own houses out there, but it's definitely doable if you find the right location.
then one of the planes went down.
The
I think it was
C-36,
the big one that was like the nuclear strike plane or whatever.
it was a long range bomber.
It was a long range bomber that carried nukes.
And it had a nuke.
It actually dumped the nuke in the ocean before it crashed, just because it made sure it didn't go off.
And they had a bunch of it had tons of other explosives on plane that they left.
All those other ammunition and everything that they lost.
Isn't that crazy that they've never found that nuke?
I know, and they never found it. They said it's the only nuke that ever went that they never actually accounted for as far as being able to find.
Dude, that's still there right now. A nuclear bomb.
Some whale swimming around in it with it.
I know, right? Eats it.
So some whale's gonna go swim by and bump it, and it's just gonna go off one day.
Dude, imagine that, dude.
And no one's gonna know what happened.
Oh my god.
That's just gonna be a giant explosion.
Well, we found the bomb. But dude, imagine that. There's a missing nuke.
Just sitting at the bottom of the ocean chilling.
That's fucking nuts. You'd think that they would know like where they dropped it, or at least put a location.
Right. And they say there's a lot of correlation between the Alaska Triangle and the
Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah. Because a lot of the reports are the same of like vortexes and stuff.
Yeah.
There's one guy that was leaving Miami, or he lived in Miami. He flew out of Miami and flew to Bahamas.
Yeah, his name was Bruce Garman.
Yeah, he flew, and he actually reports, and I've heard this story before.
Yeah.
The typical flight time is an hour and 21 minutes. Well, he was flying back to Miami, and he went through something that he describes as a tunnel with like straight lines going through it.
Yeah.
And he said that the next time when he came out of that tunnel, it was 41 minutes, and he was over Miami. So he skipped a whole hour of his flight.
Dude, yeah, like fucking cool that'd be if those were still like, I mean, he says, and he is like the only person recorded that went through it.
Right. And he showed like the gas receipts and stuff, because he usually fills up like 45 gallons of fuel or whatever.
Yeah.
And when he gets there, he fills up another 40, whatever. And he said that when he went to fill up, he only needed 25 gallons.
And he had the receipt too.
So yeah, and then he showed all the receipts and everything. So he lost an hour of time, or going through the skipped an hour of it, skipped half the fuel.
Really gained an hour.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Right. I'm like, I mean, I'd do that every trip.
Imagine if that actually happened. Like, was it him not even going as fast? It's just him getting pulled that fast. You know what I mean?
Right. I wonder how it works. Is it a time differential?
Yeah.
Or is it? Does it suck you through and speed you through
like a wormhole?
Like, was he never supposed to get out of that, and he just accidentally got out of it? And like that plane that went in, the Douglas, when it went into the one in Alaska, where'd it go? Did it go to another dimension?
Yeah.
It's so crazy to think about.
Dude, it's fucking nuts, dude.
And then of course they talk about the UFO, aspect of it.
Oh yeah, and because it might happen with the Douglas. It went through a fucking. It could have gone to like a vortex, and you never know where that leads. It could be a different dimension, from what they say in the documentary. I mean, I could see it's possible, but no one's ever proved it.
He probably they probably ended up in like Tibet somewhere. They're like, how the hell did we get here? And they just land in Tibet, and everybody's like, what the fuck?
Oh
Or
my
some
God.
weird island where they've never seen, outside man before, and this giant plane comes crashing to. And
Oh my God.
that
I'm
would
trying to
be,
think of the Jurassic Park fucking island. What's it called?
oh, what the hell's the name of it?
Islambar or something weird.
Yeah. God damn it, you got me.
Wow, a little tired today, Ian.
Bastard. I wasn't until you start
No, it's
yawning.
all right. It's all right. Go ahead. I'm gonna piggyback off that one.
We should just do an hour of us yawning. Just see how many times we can make each other yawn in an hour.
Dude, I can yawn so many times if I hear it. Man.
That's 3. Yawn.
Oh my God.
Yawn. Do it. Yawn.
I just did. It's gonna take me a little bit to recharge.
I gotta recharge. Oh Christ. There was a whole fleet of planes that went down over in the Bermuda Triangle. Back in like 78.
In Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah, in the Bermuda Triangle. Oh no, I'm sorry, in Australia, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
Outside of Australia, they took off, and there was a fleet of 5 planes that took off, and none of them they just never found them again. Then the plane that went up
like
after
a fleet.
him,
How many planes was it? Like 5?
it was 5. It was 5 planes, and they were all like the little bomber planes or whatever.
Oh,
I don't know
okay.
what they call them. But yeah, they go up and just never come back down. And there's
Like, where do they go?
and there's no debris, there's no nothing. Like they can't, I can imagine if a plane crashes, like it just sinks. You know what I mean? Like maybe it hit the water in such a way where it doesn't really break up that much, it just sinks. Maybe they were able to slow the plane down enough to where it wasn't like, a catastrophic impact and the plane just sinks. And
Yeah.
because I've been diving in the Bahamas or snorkeling in the Bahamas, and you can go over plane wrecks. And
Yeah.
a lot of them are, kind
Pretty
of intact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not completely destroyed where you can't recognize it. So it would make sense that maybe they sunk and they just never found them.
But all 5 at the same time. All right, boys, we're going down. So,
Right. Like, I mean, you would think that they would have to go into a storm, maybe.
Maybe they had to have been something like that.
Flew into some weird storm or something.
But there's a lot with aliens and the base, like naval bases. Oh, man.
Son of a bitch.
It's all right. We're doing it together now. You know what I mean? So I don't feel as bad.
You should, because this is all your fault.
There's a lot. Well, they brought up whatchamacallit, like a lot of planes started seeing around that time, a lot of UFOs. Like they talked about in Australia, it's I guess it's the most famous UFO sighting, which was a case in Frederick Velnich, it's called, October 78. Pilot takes off and says there's something like 1,000 feet above him, and there was a lot of green flashing lights, and he could see the metallic base of it, and it was just hovering above him, and it wasn't going in front of him, just right above him, and then completely disappeared. And I mean, that right there, I mean, it sucks this all happened at this time, knowing cell phones weren't there. No, so we can't really base it off. We're just basing it off of someone's word instead of camera footage, which really sucks. But it says,
well, camera footage today doesn't matter anyway because you can't see shit with all you. You never get a good.
We can see better on Mars than we can in a grocery store. Someone
right, and it doesn't make any sense. Like
that's
an
ATM
picture,
sucks, dude.
You can't make out an ATM, but I can see aliens walking on Mars. Like this doesn't make any sense to me.
I know exactly what you mean. It's so pixelated in like a bank or in like a 7-Eleven when they say it, like, oh, can anyone recognize this? Like, what is this? It looks like a blob, but you can't even see. You barely see the silhouette of a person. But on Mars, yeah, you see like the fine sand like ground up. You know what I mean? On the ground. It really
Right.
sucks.
It's insane.
Yeah. Hopefully, I mean,
I'm just trying to find
nowadays.
Bigfoot, and they
Yeah,
can't give me a
exactly.
camera to see him. Man, I want to go to Alaska now.
Yeah. And then there was in Alaska as well, was it? It says 1969 Dan Willis got a Morse code saying that it was on one of the right off the coast of California and Alaska right there. You got a Morse code from one of the ships saying that there was a UFO coming out of the water that was like 200 feet wide and just
Yeah.
circling
Yep.
their boat. And
Yep.
he wrote that down reading it, and you can tell from the interview himself that he looked fucking completely scared and it was like burned into his brain. And he couldn't
Oh
bring it
yeah.
up. He couldn't even bring it up because it was illegal, I guess, back then to even
Yeah,
bring
that was
something like that up.
crazy, man. When I heard that, it was illegal to talk about UFOs
But he can write it down. Like
because of some accord or something they signed in like 50 or 53.
mhm.
But I mean, well, what he wrote down was for his commanding officers. It wasn't
Yeah.
for, release. But it was
Mhm.
illegal. You could they could try you for treason if you are espionage if you
That
released it.
you got, like, how fucked is our government to even put something like that?
I
You know what I
know.
mean?
I know. What are you hiding at that point?
Yeah,
Like it,
like
and that's what spurs on conspiracy theorists and with stuff like that. When there's really no reason to hide that information,
yeah, like
and like
they say
when
it's
the
gonna
Douglas
scare
went,
the public.
like when the Douglas went down, there was no other real information given out about it.
Mhm.
Like, why not? You know what I mean? Like, if
Yeah.
there was somebody important on the plane, just tell us. You know what I mean? If we were transporting something, just say what it was. You know what I mean? Or say, yeah,
Yeah.
listen, we were transporting. You don't have to tell us what it was exactly, but just say we were transporting something and we need to get it back.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
why do you even have to make it so cloak and dagger to where like you're just provoking people to ask questions?
To ask questions and then come up with the conspiracies instead of just saying something, instead of hiding it until we have to wait until they can release it to the public.
Right. It's insane.
Yeah, they said they had 7,000 troops on the ground at that time with those 85 planes.
Yeah.
So 7,000 people looking.
There's 7,000 people looking. And I mean, I don't know if the pictures that they put up were the actual area, but it looked like it was real mountainy and stuff. So
Oh
yeah, I
yeah,
can see
dude.
how you could, and it all depends on how the plane came down.
Yeah.
Like obviously it probably crashed somewhere,
Mhm.
So maybe it just went straight down and went in between two mountains, and you
My
now they
guess is
have
it went through a vortex. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. You never know. But we also have the other possibility that the Russians shot it down since it was so close. You know what I mean? They probably knew what it was.
maybe, but it was going the other way. It was weird
Yeah,
because
it was
you look
opposite
at,
way.
yeah, it was it was coming towards the states.
So maybe not.
I
Maybe they
think
didn't.
I think Canada did it, bro. They fucking shot it down.
Canada,
Fucking Canadians.
the ones that like to stay out of everyone's business. I could see it.
Then what would a better way to hide it than just, hey, we don't get involved in nothing, bro.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, they're taking out all of our ships and planes.
You never hear anything about Canada getting into any kind of war and starting shit with anyone. It's funny. You don't?
They would just apologize.
Yeah. A.
Hey,
But it's always the United States, always having shit.
we do start a lot of shit.
Dude, we do. I mean, it's out there.
The problem is we start the shit and then we handle it half-assed.
Yeah.
So it just looks that much worse because now we look retarded and inept. You know what I mean? It'd be one thing if we just went in, did the job, what we were gonna do, and then get out.
No, we're gonna
But
make
no.
it last 15 years and then
We're gonna
back
go in
out.
and screw it all up and be like, "What? We're leaving." You know what I mean?
And it just seems like it's always the United States. Whenever I read comments online now, it just says these Americans will never learn, or it's like, oh my God, of course it's America. Like
Yes.
it's other countries, they see like what America goes through. It's fucking ridiculous, dude.
America is now like the world Florida man. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah, I'm gonna completely get behind on that one. You're
yes.
completely right because of like it's just so fucked up over here.
Whenever something fucked up happens, they're like, "Yep, America."
Yeah, it's just yeah, it's the Florida country. That's what it is. But I mean, yeah, I don't think Canada did it.
No.
but you never know. I mean, that
It
thing's
was
close.
The Mounties were throwing rocks at us.
Bigfoot shot it down, dude.
Maybe.
Shot it down. I'm guessing. I mean, they weren't over water, so it would. You can't say that.
Well, they talk about aliens, right? So
Yeah,
they say there's more. I think Alaska is pretty much the biggest spot in the world for um,
like
alien
UFO encounters.
Yeah, like
Or
UFOs and stuff. Sightings anyway.
yeah,
And they say there's a reporting of a Japanese plane, which it was a passenger plane,
yeah.
was reported that they were flying and they saw two ships like over them, and then they were behind and it followed them and just tailed them for a while. And two ships just tailed them, and all of a sudden they just sped off at like 7,000 miles an hour.
And didn't they come back?
And then they came back, and then I think someone else saw them later on.
And it was like a naval. It was like the Air Force, right? And they're in their own planes.
Well, no, this was a passenger plane.
Oh, okay.
This was.
I know what you're talking about. Yep.
The coolest shit about aliens in Alaska is the underwater stuff. That's the coolest stuff to me.
And it's so unknown too, because there's so much water
and
around
there's
them.
So many sightings, and the military, I guess, put out some kind of press release or something saying that like there's a large percentage of their sightings are things that come out of the water.
Is in Alaska?
Oh, just kind of anywhere. I mean, just in general.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Just any sightings, a lot of them come out of the water now. Which
and I wouldn't put it. I mean, I would have to agree. Like, you got to think on how big our ocean is compared to how much land we have. It's
right.
Fucking
so the Earth is
insane.
like 70% water. So, and we've only explored like 10% of it or something, or 5%.
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3%. We've only explored.
It's like nothing. So if there's aliens down there, and like they talk about a lot of it in Alaska, there's a lot of sightings from Alaska. They actually did like a big dive thing. They did a big dive to try to, because there was a lady, Beverly Walsh. She was like, there's a story of her just looking out her window one night, and she like overlooked a lake, and she said just over the mountains, like hundreds of UFOs came out of the water at one time, and just like rose up, and then just they all shot out,
and they went straight into space.
And they went straight into space.
But I wish I could see something like that. Like,
I know, man.
I want to believe that so bad.
I know.
The only problem I'm having with that story, and it's not that I don't believe it, it's just that she's the only one that saw it. And right. You got to think on if she said thousands and thousands of ships. So you got to think not one person is going to back her.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not one person was out driving and be like, what are all those thousand lights?
I want to know what the indigenous people have seen. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really hear a lot about like the people that are from Alaska. You know what I mean?
Like you're talking about
like the Inuits. Yeah, like the Inuits. You know what I mean? They've been there for fucking ever. Like, what have they seen?
Where are their towns? You know what I mean?
Right.
We don't really hear about their towns.
It's because they're usually off the grid and on an ice shelf somewhere that you can't get to.
Yep.
But they were talking about like why alien ship would use the water, other than the fact that obviously a great place to hide because we can't go in, or we can, but
the propulsion on those.
Because they say that they probably run on hydrogen, and hydrogen is, water is 1 part hydrogen, 2 parts oxygen.
Yeah.
So they use the hydrogen to actually charge their ship, to fuel their ships. And then, they can do whatever they need to do.
Imagine if we had that kind of technology.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude, if we just had like that, I wonder where we could actually travel in space and where to and how fast. Because they say some of these ships go like, 10,000 miles per hour.
Yeah.
You're going that fast?
They were saying on radar that they go, that some of them, that they've clocked some of them at 7,000 miles an hour.
Dude.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Without making a sound.
Right.
That's the thing.
No sound.
That's the weirdest part.
Right. And no air disruption.
Yeah.
One of these ships, there was a early like 1947 or whatever. There was a ship. It was a military ship, and they only had like 14 or 15 people on it. Yeah. But they saw a ship about 200 feet wide come out of the water, and it like went right over their boat, and you couldn't feel anything. Like there was no air disturbance. There was no nothing. And even when it shot off, like it never
Nothing.
Nothing. It just shot off into space and poof, it was gone.
You got to think of what is that? Like, it's nothing we created. Yeah,
Right.
yet,
Right.
especially that early in life, like
Yeah, because
1950s.
Roswell didn't take place till the late 50s,
Yeah,
middle late 50s. So that's when supposedly we got our hands on alien technology for the most part.
yeah,
Well, that we
and,
know of. We
and
know,
really all around that time of that happening, it shows like here's another story on that is in 1948 in Kentucky, a pilot lost complete control of his airplane, and from that, while he was pursuing a UFO, he was chasing a UFO in his airplane,
Oh yeah.
completely lost all control of it and died.
Yeah.
And that happened right around the exact time all those
And
pilots went missing.
they were talking about it messing with the magnetic fields
Yeah,
around the planes, and obviously back then they were your compasses and stuff were how you got around. They were how you navigated. Now they didn't have GPS, so
yeah.
everything that they did they had to do through compass and
You think they would
line of
take?
sight.
You think they would like want to try to study that and take? Let's just say, the drones that we saw in Washington D.C., like the ones
Yeah.
hanging. Imagine taking just a couple of those and just keep flying them over and see what happens and record it. You know what I mean? See what actually happens.
Well, they did a thing where they studied the water, like a topographical map that they made
Mm-hmm.
of the ocean
Ocean
floor.
floor. Yeah.
And everybody sees what they want to see in that stuff because obviously they have
Dude,
no idea what
it
it is,
kind
and
of
it's all
does
the
look
same
like
color.
I know what you're talking about. That does look like a building. You know what I mean?
It does, but at the same time, like you could probably find that on any part of the ocean floor. You know what I mean?
We could even look at Mars and just
Yeah, and you don't know what's shadow or what's not.
yeah.
It's so hard to take any of that stuff seriously because, and I don't know what I'm looking at as far as okay, that's a shadow, that's a rock.
Yeah.
There's people that can read them better than me,
The pillars.
but yeah, and then like the pillars and there's a big middle section where it looks like an entrance,
Yeah.
but the entrance
But
looks like the rest of it just around the pillars. You know what
it
I'm saying?
and that happens a lot too when people look at photographs of Mars. Like their
Yeah,
eyes, their
exactly.
eyes are so used to seeing shapes that we see like a face. So like, oh, this is a face on Mars. This
Mhm.
obviously has to be an alien or someone did that, but it's really just rocks in it. We're trying to pick what's the word for it? Um, I guess we're just trying to fill in the blanks with everything we've seen
Yeah,
on
you
Earth.
see what you want to see.
Yeah,
There's when I was little, I used to go to North Carolina all the time for the summertime
yeah,
and see my grandparents. And there was a place called Grandfather Mountain
yeah,
In Boone, North Carolina. And from a distance, it looks like a face. I mean, the mountain ridges are it looks like a face. I mean, you can look it up. It looks exactly like a face.
yeah.
But once you get up there, obviously it's just rock and boulders and trees.
Mm-hmm.
But you trick yourself into seeing what you want to see. It's like seeing a dog in a cloud. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
exactly. Yep.
it's
And
all what your mind is looking
you
for.
could see a dog, or I could see, something completely different at the same cloud. It's
Right.
whatever you really. I mean, it was just the shape of it, really. I mean, we're trying to make it look like that.
On a side note, I found a Mothman documentary. I'm just saying.
Where was this? Did you watch it?
I did not. I found it, and I am going to be partaking.
Is
And
it on like an Amazon or
I
Discovery?
think I want to say it was on Amazon,
I'm gonna
but
pull it up.
it was completely about Mothman though.
This one goes out to Taylor,
So
my brother.
I know Taylor's really interested in that. So we're
Taylor
gonna
cannot stand Mothman for some reason. Yeah, he just doesn't want to believe it. Um, just joking.
he just has no imagination.
I mean, we go over these stories because of they're really interesting, and we want to debunk them, or we just want to learn what people actually think.
Right.
Like we want to see their side of the story. Just like I mean, what you call it, Skinwalker Ranch. I mean, when they go to the locals of the Indians, they have their stories. So it's like, why wouldn't we want to learn about what they grew up believing and what some of their ancestors saw?
God,
I mean, the shit is so interesting that you kind of just. I love going through the shit.
I want to go to Skinwalker Ranch so bad.
It'd be
There
such a
is
frightening experience.
there is no place I'd rather go. I think if somebody said to me, "Hey, you can go anywhere you want," that would be the place I pick.
I would have to pick Japan. I would have to. I'm just saying.
I would.
But
I would pick
haunted.
Norman. I would pick Norman, Oklahoma.
Oh my god. Uh,
I heard they got really good barbecue.
exactly, dude. I mean, you can't go wrong with a nice pulled pork. Um,
They got some
but
cool. They got some cool ghost ship stories in Alaska too.
ghost ship,
Yeah,
that'd be fucking creepy, dude.
this giant. It
Like-
was actually
like-
kind of an interesting story. That
Like a cruise ship.
it was in like the 30s, like 37 or something. There was the first big ship that got up into the area. So the Inuits and the people that were living there, they had no idea. They were all canoe people and
Yeah.
animal skin boats. So this big ship comes in, and after a while, a big storm comes through and like freezes it in. So it can't go nowhere. So the crew says, "All right, well, we're going to abandon ship. We're going to get off the ship, and we're going to camp out for a couple of days and let the ice, thin
The
out
ship
or whatever."
gone.
Which doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you get off the ship if you're just going to get some tents and put them on the ground?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It's stay in your boat.
10 feet away from the boat. Like, I would just stay in the boat. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
where
probably
you're insulated.
right. It's probably warmer. You know what I mean? Like, you can go to the interior part of the boat. and
Unless
probably
they
last-
want to like start a fire and shit out there and like
I don't know. I would do that. You're on ice. Like, fire and ice don't go together very well. I'd rather be on a ship.
Unless they have like a
fire.
raised fire pit, but
I don't know. I'm sure they didn't.
I'm sure they didn't either.
It was in the 30s, bro. I'm sure they were.
But well, go on with the story though, because I'm getting off subject with that.
Think they found firewood. So they woke up. They
went to an Ace Hardware.
A couple of days they stayed, and it wasn't really getting any better. And then, like the fourth or fifth night,
I was joking.
You guys know what a local Ace is?
Yeah.
We really need some firewood.
Oh my god.
There's a hotel right there. Yeah. But we need firewood.
It's the 1920s.
So I don't even know where I was at. So the like the fourth or fifth night or sixth night, whatever it was, this big monster storm comes through.
Yeah.
So they get up the next morning, go out to the tent, and the boat's just gone. It's just gone.
That's
like it didn't sink. It didn't, as far as I know, it didn't sink.
Mhm.
But they just said it's gone. Like it didn't sail away, obviously, because there's ice all over.
But have
the place.
people seen the boat?
So people now have for 37 years, and that's the interesting part is that they saw it for 37 years. Like people would see it, and they said if you got close to it, a
Mhm.
big storm would come up and make it impossible to board the ship.
No
So it could be
way.
a perfectly sunny day, and you get close to it because there's one guy that said he saw it, he went to it, and
I don't
there's
know.
a couple of people but the storm got real bad, so he couldn't continue on.
Yeah.
Then other people say that they tried to get to it, and it just sped away faster than they could get to it, and it just disappeared.
And it's like a big boat, right?
Oh yeah, it's like 130 foot,
It's fucking massive.
freighter or whatever. Like, I mean, it's a big boat. But yeah, it's interesting though because they saw it for 37 years, and no one's ever seen it again after that.
I'm just imagining
Where did it go for 37 years? Like,
it's like Pirates of the Caribbean flips upside down. It's gone.
Flips upside down and sinks.
Dude, I need to watch those movies again. It's so good. But
there's so much in the water around Alaska. There's 93,000 square miles of ocean around.
I would
Alaska.
love to go to Alaska. I mean, I don't
would
know
go
if I'd
in,
want
like,
to stay out in the
August.
wilderness, but
I would go in like August when it's
yeah, I don't want it to be too snowy. You know what I mean?
I don't do -60, bro. It's not happening.
Yeah, and it's just no. I wouldn't go that time. It'd be way too fucking cold.
They do cruises to Alaska. My mother-in-law actually do. My
See,
ex-mother-in-law actually
that
do.
would be so much fun to do to see it from a
I think that would
distance.
be cool. I think that would be cool. You can see the bears wrestling.
We see the ghost ship. Son of a bitch. There's suddenly a hurricane that just happens out of nowhere.
Right.
Just
It gets
reminds
too
me of the
close.
movie. Have you ever seen the movie Ghost Ship?
Yes.
It was a creepy movie. Like when
It's-
everyone got cut in half. Up
I was just gonna say when everybody got
Yeah,
cut in half and
dude.
the thing broke,
Yeah, I
everybody's
actually
like,
wanna watch
what
that
were
movie.
they doing? Like dancing or something?
were
I think They were
dancing.
dancing or something, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And then the cable broke and like
Yeah.
it whipped through, and then they like just kept dancing until they started falling apart because
Dude.
the cable cut them in half.
It was a horror movie, but it was a pretty good movie. I mean,
That's like the only part of that movie I remember is
dude,
everybody getting cut in half.
I wanna watch that movie. Like everyone was fucking dying on that ship.
God damn.
But all the people on the ship were ghosts, like the people that were running it.
Right. Yeah.
So that's why they were doing that and shit. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch that movie, dude.
We need to go to Washington State to hunt Bigfoot, and then when we're done, we'll go up to Alaska.
I'm down. I would definitely. It would be so much fun, and I guarantee, if you wrote like a Reddit, like a post on Reddit or something, Facebook, you'd find people that would join you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? There'd be people there that would definitely do. I know you're trying to hold in that yawn, bro. It's okay. Just go ahead and yawn. I saw it. The nostrils flared and everything. You're like, oh, I'm just holding
Bro,
it,
I'm
bro.
just breathing, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I trust me. I know a yawn when I see one.
Well, if anybody did, it'd be you.
Yeah,
All
trust
you
me.
do is yawn.
I know how to hide them.
Oh.
Okay.
Just put your shirt over your head and yawn.
Yep. But
Damn.
I mean,
I
it would be
fucking
so
yawned
much. It
again.
would be so cool to go. There we go. You couldn't. You see, you couldn't stop it. You just be
All you
free.
did was
You know.
all you did was prolong it.
Yeah, just be free.
Just let it happen. Don't
But
fight it, bro.
yeah, again with the fucking aliens in the water, dude. And we have no idea what they are or where they come from. Like, imagine. I wonder how far they travel from where they got a point of entry, like leaving the water, to how deep they actually go. If
So if they're in the water, especially around Alaska, they can't be bothered by cold, right? So
nope,
the
not at
climate must
all.
not matter to them because that water is cold as shit, like 34 degrees
Extremely
year
cold.
round. Right. So they can't be bothered by cold. Obviously, they don't need air to breathe. So, I mean, I guess that's the perfect spot if you don't, if you don't need anything.
You don't want people there.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it has been happening in like California too. It's been happening there too, California, where they've ships are coming out of the water. Like all those videos that we've been recently seeing, the newer videos.
Yeah.
That was off the coast of California and like
Yeah.
Mexico area.
They say there's a big percentage of all of the sightings that originate from the water.
We need it to be better than the footage that they have. I mean, you know what I mean? It's
Can we
always like
just buy each military like one good camera phone?
I know, right?
Every military ship just gets one good camera
Oh,
phone.
low battery.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Can we just get him a new
That would happen.
one good cam? I'll give it to him.
I know. I'll send him one. The
Not
iPhone.
an iPhone. Not an
the,
iPhone.
the
You
iPhone.
can't fucking. Not an
No,
iPhone because
no.
you can't upload any pictures or anything. So, God forbid you.
It's funny that you told me the other day, be like, man, I almost went to iPhone. I know you wanted one. It's all right. You don't have to say it. I mean, it works.
Then I realized I actually need my phone for things, so I couldn't do it.
It's a paperweight, and if you even look at it, it breaks. So I mean, at least I don't have that problem. I can throw mine out the fucking window and it.
Well, yeah, I could throw a brick out the window too. That's what it's good for.
Yeah, your phone. I mean, I dropped
actually do anything with
paper clip on it, and I saw the screen crack. I'm like, oh, jeez.
It does have starting to get a crease in the middle of the screen though.
Again?
Listen, what do you want?
I mean,
it's not like we're
iPhone doesn't do that.
It's not like we're in the 21st century and can make phones that work yet.
It's all right, bro.
Another
I mean,
couple
you're late
decades,
to the game. I mean, it's okay.
Another couple decades and we'll have phones that work.
Just wait. Once you get an iPhone, you're like, holy shit, I lost like half my life right there. You know what I mean? All the loading you had to do and waiting for Android.
The day I buy an iPhone will be the day I beat myself to death with it.
I'm gonna give you one as a present.
Because that's all it's good for is just an assault vehicle that I can
it's all right,
assault
bro.
myself with.
Who do you have for a carrier? AT&T? Do you have AT&T?
Give me like an iPhone 3, so maybe I can use Bluetooth to upload a picture.
All right, bro. It's all right, bro. Okay. You
guys
guys don't make good headphones. You guys.
I don't even know how you get it. My camera's fucking amazing.
No, I'm talking about the headphones, like earbuds.
Smokes your camera though.
On Zoom, not on quality. Like no, the iPhone is.
Come on.
Nah, your Zoom's good. I give it that. I mean, that's about it.
This guy.
I mean, the microphone is like, hey, how's it going? I mean,
you son of
horrible
a bitch.
Is what it is.
You're a son of a bitch. My phone's amazing.
It's all right.
Samsung's the answer, bro.
But
with this Apple shit,
no.
Can't upload pictures. Can't make a phone call.
I think the only Android phone I'd get is probably the Google Pixel phone.
I heard no one really likes the Google Pixel. Everybody likes it, but when they get it, it's so different that they get rid of it.
And
Like,
they're pretty big too.
yeah, the guy that I was talking to, because I was actually looking at one before I bought my Flip, and they were
Mhm.
talking, and the guy said, he's like, yeah, dude, everybody gets them, but they're so different. Like,
Yeah.
it's super hard to
To
use
it takes a
them.
while to get used to, I imagine.
Yeah. So like a lot of people just bring them back because they just don't eat, but you would think, you think it'd be a good phone.
Samsung does make a good phone, but it's not better than Apple.
Afraid it is. Afraid it is. You can do things with that with Android and stuff.
Nah.
You just Apple.
No, I just don't see it. I mean, I'm trying to think of any pro for an Android, but
assuming
all
you.
cons. I mean, after 30 days, I'm like, wow, it's overheating because it's trying to load. And I had to throw it out. It's all right, bro. It's just whatever.
Mine does get hot when I wirelessly charge
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
If you wirelessly charge that motherfucker, it gets hot.
Trust me, when it loads even a picture.
But when you charge it with your charger, it's charged in about 11 minutes to fully
mine
charge.
Too. They did a good job at the new chargers, the C chargers. Dude,
Yeah.
for someone, I mean, I could be at 1%. I'll plug it in. If I wake up in the morning, I'll plug it in. And it's at 1%, 2%. I'll plug it in 20 minutes. It'll be like 60, 70%. And that'll last me the entire day easily.
Well, it should last a couple of days because you can't do anything with the phone. So
yeah,
you would think that, it's just going to naturally kill the battery in a couple of days.
And I'm listening to podcasts.
You can't take pictures with it or anything. You can't upload any pictures with it or anything. So, I mean, really, what do? You just make phone calls.
If people are listening to this and watching this, what do you guys prefer? Android or Apple? I mean,
you don't even have to bother. We already know the answer. Clearly.
I just remember sitting in Washington, D.C. airport on the iPad, and you're like, wow, that's the clearest screen I've ever seen. I'm like, I know Apple makes it.
Because
and then you got stuck watching Back to the Future. Like, man, just something about the video quality on this. I'm like, yeah, it's just next level shit. Where's your iPad? Oh, wait, Android doesn't make one. Oh, they do. It's for children, though. It's for children. It's like baby bumpers or something. It's like the one that you can drop on the ground. It's a little foam. It's very cute.
It's red and it's got foam outline.
You get about 3 games on it, and then it lags.
Son of a bitch.
It's all right. Yeah. I know exactly. And it has like a little handle. It's like a little suitcase handle, but it's all foam. It's perfect for you. It's perfect. I'm gonna actually, you know what? Streaming the Apple the iPod or the iPad. I'm gonna get you one of those.
it's my Barney.
Yeah,
Samsung
dude. They come
Galaxy
in purple,
tablet.
blue. They come in a couple colors.
I want the SpongeBob yellow one.
I imagine they have it. And you get like the old school Math Blaster games. You get all those little learning games.
Still probably more advanced than your Apple.
Oh no. It literally comes with about 3
games. You got one good thing, and that's the video quality. And they probably stole that from Samsung.
Nah. No. Samsung's still trying to build that. They'll never get it, obviously, but don't worry, you got your little tic-tac-toe games and whatnot. Very cute.
I am a big fan of Sudoku. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, it's on there.
What was the game in the original phones? Snake.
Snake. And no. Brick Breaker. Remember that one?
Brick Breaker. Yep.
That was one of the best games. I still find they have a Brick Breaker game in VR.
Do they?
Pretty fucking cool. And Tetris. Yeah.
Oh man, we just streamed some War Dust today. Oh, it was so good.
I definitely streamed and I was destroying, and then I left it on for 5 hours. People were watching just my desktop screen. I come back, I'm like, whoa, am I streaming? Like, wow, they probably heard everything that was going on in my room, and they watched the Triangle with me. So they gotta listen to Alaska Triangle. I deleted the video, even though it was ridiculous.
God, you should have left it up. That'd have been great.
I should have just.
You probably would have got more views than anything else.
Yeah, you get those people that stream, they're just sleeping.
How does that work? You just sleep and watch? Why would you want to watch somebody do that?
I've watched someone sleep It's a video, sleep, and someone donated him $11,000 while he was sleeping.
It had to be like Mr. Beast or
It
something.
was
like
Mr. Beast.
that,
Yeah.
that was just like Jesus Christ. This is the most retarded thing I've ever
And the
seen in
guy
my
thought it
life.
was $11. He's like, "Oh, thanks, $11." Then he went back to bed.
Oh, I think I saw that video.
Yeah, you
It was
probably
like
did.
it was like an Indian guy or
Yeah.
something, right? He was
Yep.
laying in looked like he was laying in a jail cell or something.
Yeah,
And he got up and looked at it and he was like, "What the hell?"
that's exactly what it was. Mm-hmm.
It's funny watching Mr. Beast videos when he donates to people that have like, one person who's watching them, and all of a sudden they just donates like $10,000.
He talks about I just saw him do an interview. He's actually not even that rich. He's rich only for his videos to make. He says it takes $3 to $4 million per video.
Yeah. He said he spent like 65 million a year.
Yeah, dude. And he says he barely has any money. Like he's literally just doing it to make the videos.
Right.
That's fucking nuts, dude. You would think you would collect some of that and be like, I mean,
I'm sure
there's got to be loopholes. You know what I mean? He has a really nice house, cars.
Yeah,
so
I'm sure he's making his money on it.
He has to be, but I think he puts it in a way where if he says that, but he's just not making as much as some people, like some of these fuckers.
Well,
like,
sure, it costs him a lot of money to do the shit that he does.
Yeah.
Like I was watching one actually just today that where he was selling a house for $1.
Yeah.
He bought like 5 houses and just sold each of them for $1. The first person that stopped.
Yeah.
And looked, and then he did one where he let all the air out of his tire, and it was like a brand new car. And the first person who stopped to help him fix the tire, he gave him the car.
And that dealership, he bought every car and gave them everyone away.
Yes,
fucking cool as hell, dude.
Yep, he gave every one of the cars away.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be so cool to do something like that.
Dude, it'd be fucking dope.
Just give it away.
One day we're gonna get to that point. It's gonna happen.
We're gonna give iPhones away for free because that's all they're worth.
Did you see the launch with you son of a bitch? did you see the launch that Elon Musk did with the 4 regular civilians?
I missed it.
It was Friday night, was it? Friday night.
Yeah, no, I missed it.
And it was at 8:00. It was 4 random people, civilian wise. One of them was really smart and was already almost a billionaire. He just created a company and all that. The other one was a doctor that survived cancer, and she works at St. Jude's hospital. So she was one to go on, and like 2 other people. I really wish that Elon Musk would pick a flat earther to go up there. If it's just random civilians, you know what I mean? Why can't they give them one ticket? And on top of that, they were doing a charity, $200 million in donations to St. Jude's. Right. And on top of that, Elon Musk just donated an extra 50 million. So you would think that he would be able to get David Weiss up in one of those fuckers.
Yes.
Imagine
I gotta assume he wouldn't go. You know what I mean? Like
I think he would if he had the chance. But he would, because he's still for if we could prove him wrong, he'll fucking believe it. You know what I mean? So but the whole fisheye lens and all the
that's what he says. But I mean, I don't know. Would he make an excuse?
I don't think he would. I think he would actually want to do it. The only problem is if him understanding that the entire flat Earth was a lie. And he believed it so strongly.
It would fuck up everything that he's ever, everything that he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't know that he would do it.
I would want him to do it only just to see what his reaction is. Dude, we got to make this happen. Someone's gotta get a hold of him and put him up there. He said if someone paid for him to go, he would go up. We got to make this happen. But then he'd find every. Not saying he would, but I would feel that he would try to pick out everything that would be fake while he's up there. Watch what happens when I open the door. They're all gone.
I saw a cool video the other day of people
not dissing, but
no on a set where they were doing like a moon landing. Like a recreation,
and it's like
Dude,
identical.
it looks super real, man.
Dude, I
Like
know. I,
it looked, and they were playing like the real video right next to it. Dude,
yeah,
it was
it's
so real.
I've seen those videos before. I'm like, dude, they could have totally fucking faked it.
I think they
They
could
could,
have.
dude.
I think they could have. I don't know if they did, but I
I
definitely think that, especially, I mean, well, now you could for sure. I don't know if you could do it then. You know what I mean?
but we
I
also don't
think,
know what that they had technology wise because they're hiding from everyone.
well, right. But now they could do it for sure.
Yeah,
I just don't know if they could do it back then. Like that was what, late 60s. Like I don't know if that
it
technology
could have been done.
was available.
And another thing that people do, they always mention the footprint on the moon, but it
Right.
doesn't match the sole of the one
Right.
in the case. But
I've
they
seen
don't
this.
they don't understand is there's actually a cover they put over their foot. It's
Right.
like a slip on that they put on, and
Right.
those will give them grip. They take those off and they're flat footed then.
Right.
So people don't put that. The people
Yeah,
don't think
because they
about that.
showed. I saw a video of the suit that he actually wore,
Hmm.
and they showed the footprint, and it was totally different.
Yeah, it's like a flat. It looks like a bowling shoe. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
bottom of a
it was
bowling shoe. It's like
completely
very
different.
flat. But they are like, from what I was reading, they're like it's like an extra boot that they put on over those.
Right.
Um,
That's interesting.
still, it could be fake, bro. I don't
I
want
don't
it to
know.
be fake. I don't want it to be
Okay.
fake. I want us to believe that we have gone to the moon.
I don't know.
I just,
I feel like it's real.
there's no reason why we haven't gone to the moon again. You know what I mean? There's no other reason. I mean, if it was that, if we did it then, and we're going into
Well,
space
that I
so
agree with.
often, we
That I
go
agree with. I mean, I don't.
just because it's not a race anymore. Why aren't we studying it more? You know what I mean?
I don't know what you would actually study. I mean, other than like doing experiments and stuff on the
Yeah,
moon, which I think you can do at the space station. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's why the space station
but
was made.
being on the moon instead of seeing it from a distance is two
Right.
different
Like,
things.
I think it's probably a lot of time and a lot of money to get to the moon.
Uh,
So I think it's probably easier to just go to the space
with as
station.
many rockets that they're throwing in space, they could have
Well,
easily
now,
done
yeah,
it.
now it's getting to the point to where now, yeah, you're right. But you look back in the past, and in the 70s, it was probably a shit ton of money to get to the moon, and
The
for
one
them
thing I
to
do agree with David Weiss, dude, how they took off on that vehicle going back into space, that thing looked like cardboard, dude. It doesn't even look like it was even. I mean, I wouldn't even want to step on that thing. It looks so fragile. And
well, I've always thought that, like when you and I went to DC and we
mhm,
went to the Air and Space Museum,
yeah,
we didn't go to the one that was right. We didn't go to the Smithsonian one that was right in the National Mall because they were
it
doing it.
was. Yeah, they were doing it.
But but the one that's outside the National Mall, that's like 30 minutes away. They have the space shuttle there, and
Yeah,
like looking at the space shuttle, you're like, it just looks like
it looks like a styrofoam cutout
yeah, like
half the time.
nothing is like precise like you would think. You know what I mean? Like you would think that would be the ultimate precise everything,
Yeah,
right? But it's not. It's like tiles that are kind of mismatched and turned and cocked, and they're not straight, and you know what I mean? And like that was the real
like, oh, we're just
spaceship that
gonna
they
try to put it
used.
together like this, and let's see if it makes it.
Yeah, like you would
Like,
think there would be so much more detail and everything, and it would be like perfection.
yeah.
You
The
know,
only thing that
and
looked really perfected was the engines.
yeah, well, I
You know,
agree with that. Yeah.
dude, they're so massive in person.
Oh my god, they were huge,
Dude,
dude.
I have the picture of you standing right behind those engines, and
Yeah,
dude, you look like an
there's
ant compared to
yeah,
that.
they're so big.
Dude,
It's
but especially I took it with the iPhone 12
when you go
Pro
back.
Max.
So you probably can't see the picture, but you could never upload it to anything, so no one will
Oh
ever
man.
believe you.
Uh
But
I
I
posted it
tell you,
online and people are like, man, it's like looking through a window. I'm like,
can you
trust
just
me, I know.
can you just Bluetooth me that real quick? Oh no, wait, you can't. Fine.
Actually you can't Bluetooth from a distance, so I'd like to see you do it with the Android. I'll wait. It's all
We'll
right.
do it tomorrow when I get to work. Just Bluetooth it to me real quick. I'll be right next to
I can just, it's called AirDrop. I can AirDrop it to my iPad, and my iMac and MacBook instantly. It's okay.
you.
You would
Great.
have to
So
wait, like, okay, it's
great.
loading,
You
loading.
can see it again, but anybody
It's all
else
right.
that doesn't, It's not
all
on
right,
your
bro.
devices. Can't see it.
It's all right. I
That's
mean,
okay. I believe the picture.
I'm not
I believe the picture exists.
I'm not advertising the Apple.
I'm-
I mean the iPad. I mean, or the iPhone. But
well,
I'm just
no one,
saying the
no one would do
quality.
that.
Nothing beats the quality of the iPhone.
No,
It's
no one would. No one would knowingly.
I'm gonna
advertise
tag Apple in this,
it.
just so you know.
Do
I
it.
talk enough about their products.
I'm just gonna keep going until they send me a free phone until I can fucking.
Just want a new
Like,
MacBook.
I tell you what, if
I
they
want a new
send me a free
MacBook.
phone, I'll test it out.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm gonna drop one off at your house.
I don't want your garbage. I want a real phone.
It's all right, bro.
Yours will have like some weird shit on it.
See, what you should do is go to AT&T and you can test the phone for 14 days. Try it out, and you'd be like, you know what? My life's a lie. So I'm just saying.
I'm gonna be a flat earther. I'm gonna have an iPhone.
Yeah.
You know, your flat Earth ideas actually make a lot more sense now that I know you have an
Son of
iPhone.
a bitch. But realistically, though, that thing did not look like it would even take off from the moon. It doesn't even look like it would take off of a sidewalk.
Yeah, so that was my point. When you go back in December, go to the Air and Space if it's open. Go to the Air and Space Museum. That's right there. And
we're going to Dulles Airport, so we can fly right next to it.
Yeah. So go to that one and check it out. And they have a lot of things that were from space that they set up in space. I'm telling you, dude, you look at it and go, I'm not getting in that fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, it just
I wish they would let people inside of it.
I know, that would be cool.
It's empty. There's nothing there.
It's just a hollow shell.
Motherfuckers.
They got you, bitch.
Dude, I'm telling you that. I
want to
go.
I want to go in that SR-71 Blackbird.
Oh my god!
I want to see what's in that thing. It's got to be just one.
I'm telling you, the only way you're gonna get in it is you're crawling through that bitch. You
Oh,
cannot
yeah.
stand. You have to literally go on your knees.
Yep.
Literally and crawl.
You
That's
have
the
to
only
crawl
way
the
you can get in that
entire
thing.
way.
That cockpit, dude. You could barely even sit in that thing.
And it's so far to the back of the plane. The thing's huge, dude. It's long.
They say it made it from
like,
California to Maine in an hour.
Yeah,
isn't it?
It's like retarded, like 1,700 miles an hour or something, or 1,600 miles.
Fucking insane.
Retarded
dude.
Fast, dude.
They don't even fly those anymore, right?
No, they retired those.
Yeah. Why? That's why. Why wouldn't they keep those?
It probably costs too much to run them because now they have.
Oh, imagine the upkeep, dude.
Now these new like F-16 whatever. I mean, they're doing like 1,200 miles an hour on a rig. You know what I mean? Like they're always doing it.
And I imagine like after every flight, you have to service that fucker. Like, everything on it. Like pretty much like the Black Hawk helicopters. You literally have to service them like how many times before you can even fly it.
Yeah.
That's why like with everything going on in the news and shit, those helicopters, they have them, they can fly them, but wait till the next time they try to fly them. They're going to crash them.
Right.
It's gonna happen. You have to you have to.
Well, that was one of the things that the administration was talking about. Like a lot of that stuff. Like I think the Taliban was actually pissed off that we didn't leave like the owner's manuals and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they actually said something like we didn't leave manuals how to operate the shit.
Yeah.
So they have no idea how to operate the shit.
And once they get them started, I mean, it's only a matter of time before they were supposed to do something on the next flight that it's just not going to happen.
Well, yeah, they'll have no idea. Well, who knows? We probably.
It's kind of crazy that like all that stuff was in the news. Now it's completely dead from the media.
I know.
You know what I mean? I haven't heard about it in weeks now.
I stopped listening to all that stuff, man. I can't get.
I try to, but like going on TikTok, there's always videos of them, like the people in Afghanistan and whatnot. They're flying them.
Yeah, Facebook
and they're learning to fly them, and I mean it's, but you don't see anything anymore. It's really weird. It kind of all got shut down at once.
Yeah. Oh well, it's
crazy. It's not getting into any politics. It's just crazy to see those kind of people have those kind of weapons.
The man holding everybody down.
But dude, fucking crazy.
Those people are from like the 12th century, and now they have Apache
the top of the line shit that can take down a whole city, dude.
Right. And we just took the keys to everything. Like that was the joke. We just left everything there, but we took all the keys.
Yeah. Fucking crazy, dude.
Gotcha, bitch.
It's insane to think about, to be honest. I mean,
they said it was $80 billion worth of shit we left, man. That's crazy.
You think that what they would want to do is just sell it to like Russia or China?
Well, that's what they want to do.
You know what I mean? They're
China,
gonna want our tech because of China and fucking Russia can get into that shit, no
yeah,
problem.
China and Russia, they can make that shit work. That's what they're doing. I mean, that was the whole point, was to,
Yeah.
they're not, Taliban's not gonna use that shit.
Fuck
They
no,
write
dude.
they
They think
write
it's
fucking
cool and shit. They want it,
right.
but
They'll keep the
realistically,
guns,
they're gonna
but
want fucking $1 billion.
yeah, but they ride goats. What are they gonna do? Fucking
Yeah.
go from riding a goat to fucking flying an Apache or fucking Blackhawk?
A death
No.
machine is
Right.
really what it is.
But no, that's like when we went and got Bin Laden and we crashed the Black Hawk, in Pakistan.
Yeah.
They sold that shit to China.
Yeah, dude.
China came in and took it fucking right away.
Crazy to think about, like, what's actually going on over there.
They say
I don't like to think about it a lot.
They say that the biggest part of all that, forget all the equipment and stuff, is obviously A, the design of how everything works, and B,
Yeah.
the intelligence that we left on all the servers and everything over there.
Yeah.
They said we left hundreds of thousands of servers over there that have all kinds of information.
You think they would
on
just use a little bit of thermite or something and burn through that
Yeah,
shit?
I mean, when we've left places before, we just destroyed all the shit. You know what I mean? Like, just send a couple rounds down range and fucking take them all out.
AC-130, take them out.
That's
Or
it. Just,
take out all the shit they left.
just
Yeah,
make
that'd
it
be the
rain.
smartest thing to do.
Yeah, okay, you're not gonna move it. Fine, cool, leave it. But blow the shit out of it. And
You think they
left,
would? I mean,
they left all those guns. I mean, did you see the pictures of all the guns they left? Dude, they laid them out, and they're just a half a mile of guns laying. Yeah, just rows and rows and rows of guns and ammo and everything else.
That's insane.
It's just crazy, man. Like, why? I don't even know why you would do that. Like, all you're doing is arming these fucking people.
You would think that they would not have that many guns, considering each person has a gun. You know what I mean?
Right.
Why would they need that many extras? But weren't they also training people? They were training the Afghan villagers, let's just say.
Yeah, but now they're fucking
to defend themselves.
But now they're hunting them down and killing them.
Yeah.
With those weapons.
Fucking crazy, dude.
Dude, we need to go to Rhode Island Comic Con.
Texas just happened, the Comic Con, and it looked fucking amazing. A lot of Star Wars stuff there.
The one Rhode Island's got Freddie Prinze Jr. coming.
A lot of people.
Ashley Eckstein from
Sounds
Clone
familiar.
Wars. The dude from Stranger Things.
The guy, the sheriff.
No, the young kid with the curly hair.
Okay.
I'm missing the teeth. What the hell's his name?
I forgot his name.
The dude from Cobra Kai. A lot of good people. A lot of good autographs to get there.
Rhode Island would be pretty cool. I've never been there.
I didn't even know what was happening in Texas. Dude, they happen all the time, man. Like every weekend they're doing something.
Always in a different state, man.
Yeah, they just go. And
imagine those people that get to travel and do that every.
The one in Washington just happened. Washington State.
Yeah.
Or Oregon, something over there. And they had all the people that were in DC.
Oh no shit. I imagine it was like Seattle. They'd have it. You know what I mean?
I don't know what city it was, but yeah, they had all the people from DC. So I'm sure it's just like a tour. You know what I mean? Like you just get on the tour and go around which ones you want to go to, and then every year or two they change them up.
I say not
different.
Not this year, but unless it's later in next year, we got to do New Orleans.
Dude, I want to do New Orleans bad.
We got to.
I think that New Orleans is coming up in October. I think it's coming up real quick.
Damn, dude, it's coming up to way too fast.
Yeah,
I say we plan that
next year though.
Let's hit all of them. Dude, I want to hit all of them. We'll do like 1 or 2 a year. Yeah, we can. Fucking New Orleans is definitely on the list. California, San Diego.
The one for November, the tickets just went on sale for the mini.
The mini
one, yeah.
I bet you it's not going to be what you'd want it to be, considering we've gone to 2 now.
Tampa, 130,000 people show up over the weekend for
that one
for San Diego Comic-Con,
and it seemed like
that's almost twice as many people that show up
at Washington D.C.
like DC, because they say about 70,000 show up for the weekend in DC.
Seemed like a lot, dude. When you were in there, man, it's just fucking packed.
Yeah. Dude,
Washington D.C. was. We got to go back to that Comic-Con again. I really wish we were there when they set up the DeLoreans in front of the Capitol.
Oh, I know,
those
dude.
Fucking pictures are so cool, man.
When they put that shit in a box and they put it up in the National Mall, you can just go and take it. They're doing like a different movie car, like every couple of weeks, every once a month.
They're in front of it
for the rest of the year. Yeah.
Dude, so that's so fucking cool. I hope they do the Transformer cars.
Yeah,
I
that
can
would
see
be
that,
cool.
dude. Like I remember in Chicago when they were filming in Chicago, all of them went through the
That
streets, dude, and you could watch them. And
that's another one.
it was like Jimmy Johnson's car, but it was all like missiles on it and Transformers and like, dude,
Right.
it had so many different ones. Target car, I think it was.
That's another one we got to go to, man. The one in Chicago. That would be a good time, man.
Yeah, my brother Brad would go with us for sure because of, I mean, he lives right
That
next to
would
it.
be a good time.
Gonna definitely have to do that.
That'd be real good.
But I say we
Comic
could
Con,
go.
Comic Cons are great, man.
Yeah, we're gonna have to hit them all. I mean, they're so fun, and it's you're around people that enjoy the exact same things you do, so you don't have to
Yes.
feel out of place. Because
Yeah.
that's what I love about it. I mean, everyone is there for the exact same reason.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
And the people, they're all they come from every walk of life too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like there's
dude.
people from every walk of life is there.
Yeah. I mean, you see everything there. It's fucking awesome. It's an experience you have to go to. I mean, if
Yep.
you haven't gone to a Comic Con, really suggest. Tampa Bay Comic Con was pretty fun. I'm gonna go to that every year. I think
Yeah, yeah.
no matter what, I'll go to that.
Yeah.
Worth the
That was
drive.
that one was good. They're doing the toy
Next
show
time we go
again.
though, we're going to buy the $500 box.
Yes.
We're going. We're
Gotta do the
250,
mystery box.
bro.
We gotta do the $500
Dude,
mystery
and we'll
box.
give something away in that box on
Yep.
podcast. You know what I mean? Well,
Yep.
okay, this is the giveaway that we're gonna do. We're gonna do
Yep.
one random gift out of that because of and it will be a good one.
We'll find the coolest thing in that box. And supposedly it's all stuff from Comic Cons that you can only get
Yes.
from Comic Cons. Like
Dude.
San Diego and all the other
It's
ones.
so
from
cool to get
around
like
the country.
like a San Diego Funko Pop.
I didn't realize how many Comic Cons there really were. Like that shirt that I bought that showed all the Comic Cons.
Yeah.
It's like 12 major Comic Cons,
And then they branch off then.
There's one in Tokyo. They're all over
dude.
the world, man. And that one's got to be cool, man. To go
The
to
most
Japan
futuristic shit you'll ever see.
Yeah, to go to Japan or
I'm going there. I'm gonna see a fucking Gundam wing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like they got cool shit there, man.
Yeah, dude. We definitely have to check that out. I definitely want to one day at least go there. I will.
That would be a cool trip.
That'll be the trip of a lifetime.
I want to do one. They do one in Hong Kong. That would be a cool one.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
I've always wanted to go to Hong Kong anyway.
Yeah,
but that would be so cool.
We got to do it.
Hong Kong is very Americanized. You know what I mean? Like it was a British colony for 400 years. So they all the street signs are in English before they're in Mandarin or whatever they say. But yeah, dude, we got to go there, dude. That would be so cool to see that.
Be fucking dope. It costs us probably to get there and back and to stay there. It probably costs us each $2,500 to do everything.
Not even, because I actually priced out a trip to Hong Kong one time with I forget how many days I did, but a week or whatever it was. It was like $1,600.
Not bad, dude.
Hotel and airfare. Man, that would be a horrible flight because
dude, it'd be it's like 16-hour flight, isn't it?
Probably. I don't know, but man,
you'd be flying from like a connecting flight from here
it's tough for me to fly to Vegas, dude. Like,
really? Is it?
Because it's like 5-hour flight, if you fly straight through.
Damn straight, you're bringing the Nintendo Switches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to just to waste time. Be fucking awesome.
I follow Gas Monkey Garage.
Yeah.
On YouTube, on Facebook and stuff, and he flies all over the place, and he's always in those first class like pods.
Yeah.
Where you got like,
oh, I know what you're talking. There's
TV.
Like a bed and shit.
You like lay back and it's like a bed. My cousin goes to Malaysia once in a while, and he always posts a picture on Facebook, and he's in them. And it's
how
like
much are they? Aren't they like 10 grand a ticket?
I don't know, but it's like your own little cabin. It's like your own little room. It's almost like a train. You know what I mean? Without the cabin's not big, but
I would just really hate to be laying down and you get turbulence. I
think that would be the best thing, because I don't know, sitting up I hate turbulence, period. But
yeah, but I would just like, if you're in sleep and then you just wake up and it's shaking, you're like, is it going down? Is it going down?
and the plane falls 500 feet out of the air.
Yeah.
My mom used to be a stewardess, man, back in like the 70s. And she said she was on planes that fell like 500 feet out of the air.
Dude.
They were just cruising and wham, and it just fucking fell.
When we were on the flight fucking going back from Washington, D.C. to Florida, it felt a little sketchy. I mean, it felt a lot of times that we were just fucking falling, dude. Yeah. Like I had that feeling in my stomach. I'm like, we're dropping.
We gonna die.
Yeah, we going down. It felt really sketchy. Yeah, fuck that.
I don't know.
Fast fucking flight, dude. Hour and a half, whatever it was, hour 40.
Though that was the easiest flight I've ever been on, man.
Same here.
When we went to DC and came back. I mean,
People had to move seats because there was not enough.
Yeah, there was like
plane.
30 people on the whole plane, dude. Like we had the whole plane to ourselves.
They had to move people because so it would balance.
Yeah, they said they said that the weight was offset, so they had to move people around to try to get the weight even.
That was so nice. That was so quiet the whole flight.
Dude,
you didn't even hear anyone.
Yeah, it was quiet. There wasn't anybody around you within 2 rows.
Same with on the way back. We didn't really.
On the way back, it was pretty light too. No one sat in our row. It was just you and I the whole time.
Thank God that lady on the phone wasn't on the flight. She was just sitting down talking.
Oh my God. We're in the airport, just sitting there, playing our Switch or whatever.
She's like 5 seats away from us.
We were at the end of the terminal. We couldn't get further away from people. Like, we were far away from everybody. This broad walks all the way across the airport just to sit 5 seats from us and talk as loud as she possibly can about her man or something. About what a piece of shit he is. And I can't.
And it was so loud. It was obnoxiously loud.
She wasn't just talking like a normal person. She was talking louder than that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't want to yell in the mic on how loud she was talking.
Yes,
it was so bad. And then she gets up and walks away. It wasn't even a flight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I sit in the airport and I try to talk like a reasonable person. Especially if you're next to me. You know what I mean? Like, I use my inside voice. This broad has no part of it, man. She was just all excited and hollering, and I'm like, Jesus, can you shut up? Like, what? How rude is that?
Yeah. On top of that, we were trying to get over the sickness of the food that we just ate.
Oh God, that was
the worst fucking burger I've ever had in my life.
It really was.
You saw, I only had, how I eat. I had 1 bite, maybe 2, and I didn't eat it.
It was like a frozen patty that was cooked, but it must have been microwaved. That's the best way I can. Like, I think it was microwave. It was disgusting, man.
I took 1 or 2 bites, and I'm like, I can't eat this. I'm gonna vomit.
Yeah.
Usually, I'll scarf down a burger in like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm like, nope. I couldn't even eat the fries. I threw it all away.
Yeah, the whole thing was horrible. We had a really bad food. That was just a whole bad food weekend. Yeah,
I would never want to eat anywhere that we ate. Yeah, you know what I mean. I would never.
You're right. You're right, man.
I wouldn't want to. I'm just gonna go straight to the food trucks, man.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Go to street food.
We didn't have. I don't think we had 1 good meal there. Like
Taco Bell.
And
Grand Central Station.
And
the only consistent food that I'm like, you know what? They can't fuck this one up.
Right. And they were closing at like 6 o'clock in the night. I told you, man, 5 o'clock they roll the sidewalks up, dude.
Done.
Like, dude, they everything.
It's so cool how it's a ghost town, and it's that time it's like the sun's still up and it's like just setting.
When you go in December, you'll see at 4:30 it's already like
pitch black.
Yeah, at 5 o'clock it'll be dark,
dude. It's gonna be at
5 o'clock it'll be dark. I gotta go. Maybe I'll go on that trip, man. I think I need to.
You gotta figure it out because your daughter's coming too at that same time.
Yeah, she's coming. I think she's gonna come in January now.
Did you ever get settled on your closing or no? For the next month?
On the what?
Your closing for the house?
Oh no, I gotta wait till October.
Fucking day.
Yeah, I can't even sign anything till October.
What a loser.
You're one pathetic loser.
But I say, we've been at it for over an hour. I say we get off and fucking stream some fucking War Dust.
You threaten me.
Threaten you for a good time. You want to do it? You want to play some games?
Let's do it.
We're gonna at least play for like, I don't know, 45 minutes, hour. So everyone, we're gonna switch over, and you can pretty much leave yours up and running. You just have to switch your window.
Basically, yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and play some fucking VR, and we're gonna mow down some people.
Dude,
it's gonna be a great time. We'll get some War Dust.
They gotta die.
Oh yeah, let me see.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me see if we get some people on with us.
It's too late for that, bro. You know that.
I know, right? But I think
you didn't give him 9 hours of advance notice.
Exactly. So everyone that's watching, if you're watching on YouTube or our podcast, let us know what you guys want us to stream. We stream from Nintendo Switch and to VR. If you see any games you want to watch, Phasmophobia is a great one to watch. People definitely, I think would like to watch that. But I mean, I think we need to get on some Mario Kart. I think we need to do some old school Mario. I remember we tried it once, me and you, where I talked shit and then I jumped right in the fucking. You already know what I'm talking about.
Immediately.
Immediately. So I
I'm
think
gonna smoke. We were playing Mario. I'm gonna
Yeah.
smoke you.
dude.
Watch. I'm gonna beat this game in one run.
Yep.
6 seconds later,
Yep.
and he's dead right in the
We
water.
need to talk shit while playing that shit.
Well, yeah, that's what we do.
But
We talk shit while we do everything.
I'm definitely gonna fucking hop on some VR right now, just while I have time.
Let's do it.
So yeah, I can leave this up and running. You want me to leave this up and running or just stream it off? You just actually we can close the
We'll close it out.
We'll close the podcast out, but we're going to continue to stream on Twitch. So at the Nerds Lounge, if you guys haven't checked us out on the Nerds Lounge, go ahead and check us out and hit subscribe, follow us
on our YouTube channel too. Hit subscribe and
definitely our YouTube. We post. Last week was a little hiccup, but we post regularly every week. So
why would you do?
We didn't post last week.
Oh yeah, we didn't, did we?
No, we didn't, dude. It's been a week and a half since we posted. So we're gonna have to do another one. We're gonna have to do one Tuesday.
Loser. We should let's do Bigfoot Tuesday.
Yeah, because of the Alaska Triangle has a lot of Bigfoot episodes, dude. So
Bigfoot and
they call them the what do they call?
I'm gonna send you a link to that Mothman.
Well, definitely we can wrap in Mothman with that because
that would be hilarious. We'll make your brother listen to it.
What do they call him in Alaska? They call him the Hairy Ape, or what do they call him?
Oh,
man. It's something hairy.
Yeah,
but they say like he rips people in half. They got a hold of you and shit.
Yeah, he'll like kill you and shit.
Yeah, so it'll be a good one to talk about in the next week's episode. So,
all right, let's do it.
You guys have a great one and check out our stream.
Later.
See you guys later. Let me just